What's up, good people? Welcome to another video. What's up, live people? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? I'm going to say that many times today because I'm really interested in how your life is going today. That's why I'm doing these live videos. For those of you who don't know, my name is Stuart, and I'm here to help you get your skin and your overall health back on track. For the past decade, I have been working exclusively as an eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea, and gut biome health coach, basically. And I've worked with over 1,500 people trying to help them naturally heal their eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis and hormonal issues. And I do these live videos so that I can interact with you guys and give you direct feedback and answer your questions. So if you guys have any questions about your healing journey as far as skin health goes or gut health goes or hormonal health goes, please leave your questions in the chat. Super chats are available and totally awesome. And there are some questions already coming in, and so I will get to them. I think this is live number 4, and I will be doing these live skin health Q&As, Ask Me Anythings, probably once or twice every 2 weeks. So 2 to 3 times a month, hopefully, and we will see how they go. So let's start things off. NS asks, is aloe vera juice good for eczema? Thank you. So aloe vera in general is actually really good for eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, and rosacea, and gut biome health in general. There's 2 different ways that you can use aloe vera. Obviously, you can use it topically, but you can also use it as a drink, and a lot of people don't know that. Like many things, the most important thing when it comes to aloe vera or anything you're drinking or putting onto the surface of your skin is that it comes from a quality source, and that the ingredients should just be aloe vera, nothing added to it. So you can find raw aloe vera at most health food stores, and I think that getting it raw and unfiltered and just nothing else in it can be awesome. So some of the things that aloe vera can be used for, as far as skin health goes, is 2 main things. 1, when you're having flare-ups, it can definitely cool the skin down and allow it to have a little bit of just moisturization. But the thing is with aloe vera, if you've ever used it before, once you rub it in, it kind of dries up. So it's going to add cooling. It's going to add a lot of healing nature to the surface of your flare-ups, but it also can kind of dry things out a little bit. So you have to stay up on your moisturization game and your cleansing game when you're using aloe. As far as drinking aloe, it is something that for some people can really cool the entire digestion system down. Also, it can really help if you're constipated. It's kind of a nice tonic for the small and large intestine and the colon. So aloe vera overall is a really awesome plant for healing eczema. If you can get it raw directly from the plant, that's the best way to do it. Don't get that crappy aloe vera that is like in the suntan oil section at Target that's green, and when you pump it out, it comes out in a green liquid. That has all these chemicals and all this crap in it. It's not going to work. So that's it about aloe vera. Kimberly Bear asks, saunas, infrared or regular? Good question. So one of the awesome things that saunas do provide is a combination of some soothing warmth, and they have kind of, especially the infrared, it's kind of a new idea, and the results so far have been pretty positive. So the infrared uses infrared light to kind of mimic what the sun can do. It's supposed to be able to detoxify you. What I've noticed is that when I'm in front of a Juve, it's just extremely relaxing, and my body does get that sensation that I do get when I'm underneath the sun. So it's kind of a euphoric, not super euphoric like being on drugs, but just a good feeling. As far as saunas go, good old-fashioned hot saunas, they are absolutely amazing for naturally healing the skin. Now, they do, for some people, hurt. Getting your body heat really high can make the eczema flare up and make it hurt really bad, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Saunas in general lead to higher levels of autophagy, great for circulation. They're even great for hormonal things. I like to combine hot saunas with cold treatments. So doing your cold exposure and breath work and really going deep into that, and then going directly into a sauna or like a saltwater jacuzzi, and then going back and forth between the cold exposure experience and the sauna experience. As far as lymphatic health and aiding in the body's autophagy processes, those are two extremely fun and powerful practices that anyone can do, and they're pretty awesome. Amanda Baledo says, hello from Mauritius Island. Hello, my friend. So today I'm drinking a little bit of, can you guess what this is? I'm looking at the camera. It kind of looks like beer, but it's not beer. Whoever guesses what this is going to get a special prize. All right. Ashish Ramkisan, is morning leaves good for eczema? I'm not sure what morning leaves are. It sounds like they may be some type of Ayurvedic herb or supplement. And what I will say across the board, don't focus on supplements and herbs to try to shift your skin disease, because it's not really going to happen. You have to lay the foundational work, meaning the customization of the diet, the healing of the gut biome, the healing of the hormones, the healing of the filtration system and lymphatic system, and balancing those things so that the inflammatory immune response gets basically balanced out as well. And herbs and supplements generally aren't that helpful. Focus on the foundation. The faster you get those foundational practices under your belt and get really good at them, the quicker the healing process is going to be. All right, there's a lot of questions coming in. I'm going to try to get to as many of them as I possibly can. So Ruggero Nessie says, how important is skincare? Is diet enough to heal your skin without a real skincare? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, but yes, diet has to be on point. Your skincare has to be on point, including what you wash your body with, what you, the detergent you use to wash your clothes, even your household cleaners, and things like perfumes and deodorant. All of that has to be hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, paraben-free. All of the chemicals have to be void. It has to be for sensitive skin, hypoallergenic, all natural. And if your skincare is not on point, you are constantly leading to more inflammation, intoxifying your skin from the inside, from the outside in. Remember that your skin is a filtration organ, so you should treat the surface of your skin in the same way that you treat the inside of your body. Also, if you are someone who's eating pretty clean, but you are never taking a bath or a shower, never doing cold exposure, never going into a lake or the ocean, never exfoliating your body, never removing the dead, flared up skin, it's going to lead to infections. It's going to lead to the eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, and rosacea not being as managed as it could be during the healing process. So take your skincare routine just as serious as you take all aspects of the natural healing process, because it is a holistic thing. You can't just pick and choose, oh, I'm going to just do cleansing and then I'll heal, or I'm just going to do the diet and then I'll heal. You have to do all of it. You got to do the cleansing, the lifestyle, and the diet for it to holistically work really good. Moresco24 asks, would you say a fruit and meat diet is a good base for a 3-year-old toddler with a sensitive stomach? Good question. I tend to shy away from advice from young kids because I don't have a lot of experience with them. And I think that when kids are in the developmental stage, you know, at 3 years old or 5 years old, they just need the healthiest food possible. Animal fats, animal proteins, and fruit are about as clean of carbohydrate source, fat source, and protein source as you're going to get. So I would say that a meat and animal-based diet, fruit and animal-based diet rather, for a young kid could be really good as long as they're eating enough. I'd throw in things like marrow and bone broth and as much pastured eggs and things like that, and round out the diet as much as possible. And hopefully by providing his body the right nourishment, it'll kind of work itself out before it ever gets to a really bad place. But again, I don't have the experience with young kids that I do with adults and young adults. I mean, I've worked with probably a couple hundred parents trying to help their kids compared to over 1,500, adults and young adults in my private practice. So I just don't have the skill set or data or background to help the kids. So I'm sorry I can't give you more information, but the same rules do apply. They're human beings. So healing the gut biome, trying to provide for them the most nourishing, easily digestible and assimilated foods, which are fruit and animal fats and animal proteins, should be a nice place. Zadine says, any hot tips for going through TSW? Yes, TSW is definitely a very challenging thing. The cool thing, it's not so much cool, but the thing that you have going for you is that the system that I've created on my YouTube channel and at holistichealthactivation.com that you can check out, it is for TSW as well. Obviously, TSW and skin disease are two different things, but their root issue and their pathology of healing are exactly the same. So taking the same exact steps that you would to heal your eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis is also going to heal your TSW. I think with TSW, the big question is how fast to wean off the steroid creams. Do you go cold turkey or do you slowly wean off? And just to give some dialogue and data about that, it's been a mixed bag with my clients who've been going through major TSW. Some of them psychologically find it easier just to simply cut it off and say, I'm never using it again. I'm going to deal with the consequences. I'm going to get through it. And in time, I'll be fine. That's what I did. That's just how it worked well for me. I'm not saying that's the only way or the best way, but that's one way to go about TSW. Cut out the steroid creams and cortisone and just start the healing process with the biofeedback and the biomarkers, customizing the diet, gently cleansing and detoxing and adjusting the lifestyle as needed. The other thing that you can do is simply slowly taper off, which is totally respectable and totally doable. I've had plenty of clients taper off and then never, ever have to use steroid creams again. I think the challenge with tapering off the steroid creams is how much do you use and how fast do you taper. The tendency for some people is when you're tapering, you start to get to a place where you're using less and less and less, and then all of a sudden you have a major flare-up, and it's like, boom, all of a sudden you're using a ton of cortisone because you're used to just using it when you need it. So the tapering off can work. It does have certain advantages and disadvantages. It can lead to, advantage-wise, being a little bit more comfortable during the healing process. Disadvantage-wise, it will take you longer to heal, and the biomarker biofeedback system that I've created for naturally healing the skin and customizing the diet, it gets thrown into a little bit of a frenzy when you have the steroid creams in the system because of what it's doing to the filtration organs, the hormones, and the biofeedback. So that's the spiel about cortisone and steroid creams. But as far as naturally healing the TSW, same methodology, customizing the diet, keeping the skin healthy, clean, exfoliated gently, and no buildup, and moisturized and free of infections. Doing the lifestyle, moving your body enough, making sure that you're leveraging your circadian rhythm and optimizing that. And it's the same path as healing eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis. NS is very confused about salicylates. So many healthy foods have salicylates like olive oil, blueberries, and turmeric. I think that the thing about salicylates is they're very similar to a lot of hit words. Salicylates, oxalates, anti-nutrients, gluten. These are words that bloggers and people that sell supplements and that sell foods use to create frenzies so that people get really nervous and think, oh, I have those symptoms, I better use this product in order to heal. It's the good old-fashioned, straightforward American psychological Western marketing system. You create through a really juicy ad hysteria and fear. Then in that same ad, you offer the solution. It's very smart and it works with the human nature very well. I think I might put salicylates in this category. Now, some people are going to do bad with salicylates and oxalates or any type of anti-nutrients, lectins, if you will, or on top of that. Or with that said, lectins are a major one, but it doesn't mean that across the board, all the symptoms that are associated with salicylates that you might be having mean they're from salicylates. The easy way to do it is just customize the diet in the way that I've outlined. And by customizing the diet, you will understand which foods work and which foods don't. And if salicylates don't work for you, you'll find out pretty darn easily. So I wouldn't worry so much about trying to figure out if this nutrient or that nutrient is the issue, and more think broad terms when customizing the diet to figure out if salicylates will work for you or not. Customize the diet in 3 different ways. 1, your food choices. Number 2, and a very important thing that people overlook is your macros. Are you high fat? Are you keto? Are you moderate? Are you closer to balance? Are you a little bit higher in carb? Are you higher in protein? That's got to be figured out and ironed out as well. And then the third part of the diet, the customization, is calories. Are you getting enough but not too much? And those 3 things combined, if you just do them slowly and in the right order, the salicylate thing or the lectin thing or the oxalate thing will be something that you can manage really straightforward and easily. Your biofeedback will tell you exactly what's going on. All right, next question. Hey, Kevin Berry has a great question. So a lot of people ask about water kefir, apple cider vinegar, and honey. Generally, I'll start with the good news. Generally, honey works perfectly fine. You want to get raw, local honey. For most people, it just works fine that I've tested with my clients. Now, obviously with honey, you have to pay attention to your macros because you can start getting on the honey tip and all of a sudden your carbohydrate gram intake for the day is out of control. And so you have to understand where your macros are at. As far as apple cider vinegar, to me, it's the most misunderstood thing there is in the skin and gut health community. Across the board, what you hear is it's great for the gut biome and it's absolutely amazing for the surface of the skin. And I have found with my work with over 1,500 people, the opposite. It's kind of like kombucha. It is really harsh on the stomach. It doesn't actually improve the gut biome. It's overly rhagistic, meaning heat producing and motion producing. And apple cider vinegar can be used very, very minimally and diluted on the surface of the skin as a cleanser if you think you might have an infection. But as a daily cleaner, a topical treatment, no good. And as a drink, absolutely no good. Water kefir, the same thing. The only type of kefir that is tested even okay is a raw dairy kefir from proper grass-fed cows. Plant-based kefirs tend to not work good at all. Kombucha is an avoid trigger food, and water kefir tends to just be, it's not testing well either. So that's the news on water kefir, ACV, and honey. So NS, lemon ginger water you are drinking. Ooh, man. Yes, NS, and I have a special treat for you. Send me an email or a DM, claim your prize. Daniel Mercado, what's up, what's up? What's up, dude? How's it going? Good to see you. Next question. Dasani Stone, thank you and the elimination diet, my skin disease has been improved 95%, plus everyday workout and yoga. I've been losing weight though. I'm a girl, 100 pounds. Any advice? Yes. So weight loss is a major biomarker that if it keeps going in the direction of malnourishment and you keep losing healthy weight, it's gonna flip your hormones and the skin is gonna start going in the wrong direction again. So I would definitely focus on it. I don't know what your diet is, Dasana, but generally the way to leverage more calories to get, your calories where they need to be is kind of two different things. One is if you don't know where your calories are on a daily basis, you need to find that out and understand where they are in a very clear way. So my favorite app is Chronometer. There's also my Fitness Pal. I like Chronometer better. And with Chronometer, you input your food, and it's going to give you several readouts, your macros, your calories, your micronutrients, everything. And so by first figuring out where your calories are, then you can understand how much more calories you need per day to maintain or gain healthy body weight. With an animal-based diet or a paleo-based diet or a ketogenic diet, the easiest non-dense food, or excuse me, the non-voluminous food, it's very dense, is fats. So your butter, your ghee, your tallow, your duck fat, your lard, putting that in abundance on everything is going to easily add a lot of calories to your diet. I know for me, when I first went from the plant-based system to an animal-based system, I was not getting enough fat or calories, and I wasn't maintaining weight at all. And my trick, whenever I want to put on a little bit of weight, or if I'm just not getting enough calories, is just throw butter on everything. For me, weight-wise, with that kind of outline of adding the fats because they're super easy to get into the body, I went from about 149 pounds as a vegan 4 years ago to right now I'm right around 200 pounds. And I have the same body fat, maybe less. So with the right system, you can easily gain a lot of muscle and stay at a healthy body weight. It is a matter of getting enough calories and customizing the diet so that your hormones are healthy. Body weight's going to come from two things: healthy hormones and enough calories. And then, of course, if you're not doing any resistance training, that is a must on a weekly basis. 3 to 5 times per week, resistance training, full body workouts is the easiest way to get it in. If you're not doing resistance training, you're leaving a lot of health on the table in every category. Okay, we have a question here from Zinedine Zidane. What protein shake do you recommend? And what protein shake do you use? So Zinedine, protein shakes are absolutely not needed at all. They are a major gut health trigger food. The vegan plant-based proteins are generally the worst, but all powdered foods, when it comes to foods that are a bunch of different nutrients or isolated nutrients put together as a protein powder, excuse me, or as a green powder, should be avoided at all costs. If you customize your diet correctly, including your macros, you can gain as much muscle and be as huge as you want. You don't need extra protein. You just have to get enough protein for you as an individual. Eli Smith says, hey man, I've been working on diet for a year now, and I've managed to control my eczema and asthma, but my psoriasis only went from mild to severe. I have mast cell activation syndrome and parasite infection. Yeah, so you have a lot going on. So your healing process, I think this question is a good question to put under the category of the healing timeline. How long does it actually take to heal? And what are the timeline markers that you should pay attention to? With you personally, Eli, the fact that your biomarkers and your skin health has improved greatly in certain areas is awesome. But the fact that you still have all of these, you have mast cell syndrome, you have parasite infections, is showing that your gut biome and your immune system still has a long way to go. So your healing journey is just gonna be a little bit longer. So you just got to get that warrior mindset, that marathon running mindset, and just keep doing what you're doing, because you obviously put in some work and you're doing a good job. You just got to take it a little bit further and stay consistent with it long enough so that all aspects of your skin health, including your psoriasis, will go away. The good news is that if you're customizing your diet and you're doing the gentle cleansing and detoxification and the lifestyle adjustments that we preach and that we talk about and teach, the parasite infections and the the basal syndrome, it's gonna get evened out eventually. So just stay at it, man. Stay focused. Stay in it to win it. Don't give up, and just keep going. Sounds like you're doing an awesome job. You just gotta stay consistent with it. Next question. So Tiffany Harris asked, what type of turmeric do you use for turmeric lemonade? Or would turmeric supplements be better? I use raw turmeric, and I will mince it, put it in a cheesecloth, and then squeeze it out. And so it's just basically raw. And that's really the only way I do it. Every once in a while, I will use a powdered turmeric if I'm in a place like I'm traveling and I can't get decent quality source of raw turmeric. And generally, I just look for something that's organic and from a health food store that's high quality. But yeah, powdered turmeric works really fine. And raw turmeric obviously works a little bit better. Anytime you can get the whole food, raw, fresh source, you're going to be better off. The Bengal Babu, do you think very hot showers are bad for eczema? Gives me temporary relief, but some people tell me it's bad. I usually have to moisturize afterwards. Well, moisturizing after you get into water anytime is normal, because water, as you get out of it, there's a super hypercompensation method the body goes through. It dries itself out. And so your skin being a little dry after getting in any form of water is kind of normal. So moisturizing after a bath or a shower, I don't understand where the shame is for the eczema and dermatitis psoriasis community. I think it comes from the no moisture therapy crowd, which I have found the NMT methodology to be really destructive. I have people come to me every week, new clients, that have tried to use the NMT to heal their TSW. And I've had experiences like liver and kidneys so dehydrated that they start to shut down and malfunction, permanent dryness and flaking of the skin, really gnarly stuff. So using water, both cold exposure, saunas, and hot baths and hot water exposure is extremely healing for humans. It always has been, it always will be. Moisturizing your body and adding lubrication topically to it with well-nourished, positive, healthy sources is absolutely crucial to keeping your body moist if it's dry. The combination of using cold exposure, hot showers, saunas, and all these different things to ease the pain and suffering of your skin disease is a very smart methodology. You're aiding your body's natural circulation, autophagy. You're bringing your body into hot, you're bringing your body into cold. You're facing that fight or flight. Nothing but positives. Those people who are saying, oh, hot showers and cold exposure and water and moisturization is bad, are looking for a quick fix or a nice, easy to follow system. It's more of a psychological thing than something that actually creates really great results. So no, showers of all kind and water of all kind and moisturizers of all kind are not the enemy. They are not bad. And from my experience, both personally and with a ton of clients, the no moisture therapy method, it can actually really mess you up. It can be dangerous. So that's that. Thanks for the question, the Bengal Babu. Carter Rosecrans says, what are the impacts of probiotics? And so a bad probiotic isn't going to help at all. And I didn't use probiotics for a very long time. The only probiotic that I've ever come across is Skinessa that works. And Skinessa, there is a link for it in the description box, or there will be once this video is edited afterwards. But Skinessa, the only reason I like Skinessa is because it's the only probiotic, after testing literally hundreds of them over the last decade, that does something noticeable and positive to the people that use it compared to the people that don't. Probiotic will not make or break your skin health long term. It's just one simple tool that will aid in the gut biome healing and then moving up the pathology. So it is something that can speed up the healing process. It is something that does allow for the gut biome to get a little extra juice. And if it was me and I was going through the healing process all over again, I would for sure take Skinessa from the get-go because it's impactful and it's helpful. It's pretty much that simple. But a bad probiotic is not going to help at all, and a low-quality probiotic is not going to help at all. I'm looking for a probiotic for my international people. Right now, Skinessa is just an American product, and I'm kind of looking and reaching out to people and having people reach out to me, but I haven't found anything yet internationally. So hopefully Skinessa will be international soon. But for now, I'm really picky with anything that I promote. It has to be absolutely legit, and it has to make it through my vigorous and rigorous process of testing before I ever even talk about it online in any way, shape, or form. Skinessa was thoroughly investigated and tested before I even promoted them in any way, shape, or form. And so that's where we're at with the probiotics. I think it's helpful, but it's not going to be the make or break thing for most people. Mark Batch, are the commonly read about trigger foods real? Dairy, eggs, shellfish, nightshades, nuts, and alcohol. Here's the thing. When you're talking about the commonly read, who are you talking about who's putting out the information? So the answer is twofold. One is 90% of the people putting out information about eczema are either fake bloggers who are just trying to sell you bullcrap, or they're doctors, neither of which count for anything. So 99% of the crap that's out there is total BS. You have people like the medical medium who's purposely putting out propaganda so that they can sell more of his crappy one-size-fits-all products. And he talks crap about eggs constantly. The thing about it is that eggs, especially if they are processed, gotten from the right areas, meaning they're grass-fed, pasteurized, pasture-raised eggs are one of the most nourishing foods you can eat for healing your skin. Shellfish, for most people, unless you have a shellfish issue, is a perfect food for healing the skin. Now, nuts are obviously, they're not good because of all the anti-nutrients and fiber issues. Alcohol is not good at all. Dairy is a mixed bag because most people don't know how to source dairy. There's a huge difference between store-bought milk that's pasteurized and comes from the wrong cows and is really crappy compared to A2 pasture-raised grass-fed cows that are producing raw milk and cream. Raw milk and cream can work for a ton of people naturally healing their skin. Butter and ghee from both goats and cows, if they're grass-fed, has worked for about 98% of the clients that I work with. So the long answer that I'm trying to give you is that you really do have to investigate the sources of your content. If they're not someone who has actually healed their skin and helps other people heal their skin, they're a fake blogger, or they're a doctor or a dermatologist. Really what they say about food lists and everything is just propaganda and marketing. So you have to be careful of this with the information you digest and take in. Nightshades, though, to finish the question, nightshades are a food that you have to test. Generally, potatoes work for about half to 60% of the clients I've worked with, whereas squash and sweet potatoes tend to work for a large amount of people, work really, really well. So sweet potatoes tend to work great. Regular potatoes, you have to test them, and sometimes work great, sometimes don't. And that's the straight up data from people who've actually healed and tested their diet and have gone through this process. Straight up data from their information testing these things. Let's see, next question. Hey Rob, what's the difference between the AIP and the carnivore diet, please? Well, the AIP is it's an autoimmune protocol that has a cookie cutter group of foods that you eat, and that's it. So it's a specific protocol. The carnivore diet is a blanket term now given to any diet that is an animal-based diet. So an animal-based diet is very general and can be customized, and there's lots of leverage and lots of flexibility within it, where the AIP is a very specific step-by-step protocol that is kind of a one-size-fits-all, and it's symptom-based and not the greatest approach. It can work for some people if they're lucky and those foods happen to actually work for them and they lock in their macros early in the game. But the AIP, again, it's a specific protocol, whereas the carnivore diet is a term given to when you focus the majority of your nutrition on animal products, like the majority. So Miss Greedy Adam asked, I just wanted to ask you about wart/verruca and athlete's foot. Have you ever experienced that? This relates to your gut biome. Yeah, for sure. Athlete's foot, warts, they're all viral. Warts are viral. Athlete's foot's bacterial, fungal generally. And athlete's foot a lot of times corresponds directly with gut biome issues and skin disease. I would say a large percentage of my clients have nail fungus or athlete's foot who also have skin issues like eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis. And they have the same pathway and recovery system. You have to heal the gut biome, you have to heal the hormones, you have to get your filtration organs working properly. And all those things tend to go away when you do that. Zidane asks, what's the main sign if you react badly to a certain food? I think what you might be asking is how the biomarker and biofeedback system works. So that's what I'll speak on, because that's how you determine if the food works or not. So first you have to minimize your diet and pick one of the 4 starting diets. The meat and fruit diet is one of those. The carnivore diet is one of those good options. Once you've started with a diet that has no possible trigger foods in it, and you're refining it slowly over time by seeing how, as you change the macros and calories from those foods, how it affects your biomarkers. Your biomarkers are your sleep, your hormones, your sex drive, morning woods, your energy, your athletic ability, your stamina, how you are in your workouts and in your physical stuff, your mood, your ability to focus and make it through the day, your energy, all of that. The undeniable things in life, your daily poop, all of it. Those are your biomarkers. And if you're eating a food and over time, as you put that food in, so let's say you've established for 2 or 3 months with a diet free of trigger foods, like a carnivore diet, a baseline. And then you start adding in things like potatoes. And you eat a potato, and for the week that you're testing the potato, your sleep gets weird, your digestion's out of whack, your mood changes. Well, that's a biomarker sign. That's biomarker feedback, and that food will most likely not work. You'll notice this in the journey big time when you have a cheat meal. So once you've kind of jumped into it with both feet and acknowledge the fact that, okay, I'm really going to use the customization of the diet to heal my gut biome, and you've done it for a few months, let's say then you just have a moment of weakness and you have a cheat meal. That cheat meal will, 1, not taste that great, but 2, it'll make you feel really funny. I just got off the phone with a client this morning who was saying that she was at a birthday party and had a little bit of beer and then had a little bit of ice cream and then had a lot of pizza. And she said, instantly, I didn't feel good. It wasn't fun. My digestion felt bloated and weird and off. My energy was off. I was tired and I slept like crap. When you clean things up and you start to notice your biomarkers all the time, you gain a sensitivity to see what food does to you. And long term, it's a skill set that you have to practice and you get really good at it. So once you've done it for 3 months and 6 months and 9 months and 12 months, you eat a food and you can almost instantaneously feel whether it's going to work or not. And if you can't feel it right away, within a few days of testing it, it's super obvious through your biomarker feedback. So that's probably the easiest way to do it. Hey, Carter Rosecrans gives $5 on a super chat and says, keep it up. Thank you, Carter. We will keep it up. The goal is to grow the community so large that the overwhelming theme for the skin health crowd is that, number one, having healthy skin is possible. Leading a normal life with no skin disease is 100% possible. And the diet and the path to healing is not some type of crazy woo-woo BS mythological adventure. It's a very straightforward path that if you put in the work, you get the results. So thanks for the $5. We will never stop putting out the information and helping people with their skin disease. It is our life mission. So thanks again, Carter. A toast to you. Goddess Sexy. Collagen is good on the skin. Is it fine to take it? The nutrient collagen that comes naturally in things like bone broth and marrow is awesome. Collagen supplements are not a great thing if they're powdered to eat, just like all supplements are not. NX Seosin. Seosin is back. What's up, Seosin? Hey, Rob, is it okay to eat pork rinds? They're a pretty gray area, questionable food. There's nothing wrong with pork. And if pork rinds are made with healthy pork, from antibiotic-free, hormone-free, nitrate-free source, and they're fried properly in lard that's also sourced from a healthy source, they're probably okay as a little fun cheat food or snack to have here and there. But obviously I wouldn't focus on eating pork rinds as a staple food in a healthy diet. It can lead to a lot of desire to expand into other crappy foods, and it's just not the highest quality of nutrients. You do want to focus your diet on fresh whole foods, steaks, and if you're going to have pork, home-cooked bacon and pork chops and your salmon and your eggs and egg yolks and your fruit. That's going to really do you the best, and that's going to take you a long, long way. Zinedine, thank you. You're welcome. Salesman, hey, Harry Branch. Here's his question. Do you have any general advice for someone in their early 20s navigating dating whilst trying to heal their skin? Yeah, man. Harry. Sorry. His name is Harry. He's a fine lad. I'm guessing because he says whilst. He's from the jolly old England, somewhere over there in Great Britain. But anyway, my friend, my dating advice is put your worst foot forward all the time. Not your best foot, your worst foot. Dating is all about being absolutely real so that when someone is actually attracted to you, they're attracted to the genuine, real you. That person that shows up in a relationship 2 months in, that's not trying to be cool or show off or put your best foot forward. Be real, be honest, be transparent. Share with them what is going on with your health and with your life. And the right person will respect and be ultra attracted to that realness. Plus, the thing that actually attracts human beings is when we are comfortable with ourselves and have that magnetism of self-love and self-acceptance. No matter if you have skin disease, if you're a little overweight, if you're a little thin, a little tall, a little short, or like me, I'm bald on top. I grew up as a redhead. You get made fun of a lot. The second that you become, you don't have to think that you're the cat's meow, but if you accept yourself and love yourself and work on yourself, skin disease or not, and you just go out into the world and are honest with people and really are real, you will attract and find the right partner. And that partner will love you for who you really are, and all you ever have to be is yourself, and it'll be very fun. Tiffany Harris, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Really appreciate that. And also Bengali Babu throws in $1.99. Woo, just short of $2. Thank you for being on the chat today, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. I'm gonna keep going as long as the questions keep rolling in, and appreciate you guys a lot. So Rachel Johnson says, lots of people out there saying you can develop an egg allergy if you eat them every day. Thoughts on this? If you listen to the earlier thing, all of the same people who are propagandizing about eggs are all people who are absolute idiots. Boom, I said it. The vegan YouTubers and Instagrammers who are claiming to have healthy skin, most of them haven't even healed their skin, and they're propaganda junkies. They create fear so that you will buy their products or their coaching or their silly little cookie cutter diet. Here's the straight up facts. And this has been being tested for over a century now, for a century now. Eggs from the right source, pastured eggs, work for over 90% of my clients long term. That means that eggs, pastured eggs, eggs that come from chickens that run around and forage and pasture, work for over 90% of my healthy clients. So the straight up data is that eggs are an actual eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis healing food. So the people like the medical medium who are using propaganda-based marketing, they create fear, they give you the solution, and they wrap themselves in a sweet little package like a sheep, even though they are a complete coyote. Just don't listen to those people. Whole foods that humans have been eating forever are the key. Anna Barrero, I'm on the carnivore to heal my skin. Any food advice to reach the daily magnesium intake? I feel meat is not enough. Customize your diet. It's really that simple. Carnivore diet is a great place to start. Long term, you're going to want a lot of variety from your animal fats and animal proteins. Don't just do beef and salt. Think you're going to heal everything. It's not going to happen. It's a great place to start, though. It's a great place to cut out all of the possible trigger foods and just get right into the nourishing stuff. With the carnivore diet, I would just go through the process of customizing it. Add the fruit in, add the other foods in slowly, checking your biomarkers and your biofeedback. And really, the more diverse your animal foods are, and as long as you're eating some organ meats, you're going to be good to go nutrient-wise. It's actually, the cool thing is it's actually really easy to get all your nutrients with an animal-based diet. It's the easiest diet to get all your nutrients in when you round it out with the right customization techniques. So, Anna, what I would say to you on just a more clear-cut answer is don't focus too much on being carnivore in the terms of if you're doing like beef and salt only. Focus on being animal-based, having a variety of animal fats, animal proteins, animal foods, including organ meats, and in time, customize your diet fully, and you will be good to go. All right. So I'm going to go back. Doesn't look like there's too many more questions happening right now. I'm going to go back and see if I missed any. If I miss any of your guys' questions, again, trying to give as much detail as I can. So I'm sure I'm going to miss a few here and there. So Esther G says, hey, Rob, my cholesterol shot up on a high-fat and rice diet. Your thoughts, please. A high-fat and rice diet, first of all, to begin with, is not a good choice. Rice is something you want to test way further down the line, and high fat and tons of rice will 100% lead to gut biome dysbiosis issues. Really, the only diet that works well so far tested with clients in the real world that has an abundance of carbs and fat is the animal-based plus fruits, the fruit and meat diet. I would make sure that if you're eating rice, you've already tested it and you know that it works, and you keep your grams of carbs under 100 per day. If your cholesterol has gone up, I would say, all right, good. You're accomplishing what you're supposed to. Having your healthy cholesterol nice and high is one of the keys to being healthy. Again, I don't want to get too deep into this. I have a video that's about 3 years old now, if not more, that is called The Cholesterol Lie, Vegans' Last Chance at Propaganda. I would give that video a deep watch. The information that is always put out online, especially from the vegans and the plant-based world, and the kind of 80s high-carb, low-fat, fear-mongering people, is that cholesterol is evil. And when you just start to actually understand what cholesterol is and what it can do and why it does what it does, you will have a totally different idea about it. Me personally, I try to get as much cholesterol from raw egg yolks as I can every day, at least 3 raw egg yolks, and I eat eggs on top of that on a daily basis. The more cholesterol for me, the better. But there is a way to make sure your cholesterol and LDL levels are all where they need to be. A person that puts out really good content about this as well is Dr. Paul Saladino. He has a lot of Instagram posts talking about cholesterol, LDL, and this whole basically concept and topic. And if you need more information, I would give that a look. But in general, having your cholesterol go up is going to happen, and it's a good thing. It leads to more healing. Okay, let's see. Merseco24. Merseco24, are you by any chance a fan of Prosecco, the drink? He asked, what are my thoughts on Paul Saladino's organ pill company? They're about as high quality of a supplement company as you can possibly get. And I think that as far as supplements go, they are really different than most because of the way he produces them. And I think that for a lot of people, if you are animal-based and you can't ever eat organ meat at all, you just don't like it, or you don't have a variety of animal foods and some fruit in your diet, it might be something that you would consider taking. But the quality is very high. I'm a friend of Paul's. I've talked to him about his company many times in person, and the practices that they use and the quality of it is high quality. As you guys know, though, I'm not a big fan of supplements. Not that all of them across the board are bad, but the general narrative of people who sell supplements, they make you think that the only thing you're missing is the supplement that they sell. And it's just BS. Most of the time, the last thing that you need, or just something that could be a missing puzzle piece, is the supplement. It's not the key. That's what I like about Paul. He's not lying, saying, oh, if you just do nothing else but take these supplements, you're going to heal everything. He says, if you're on an animal-based diet and you can't get your organ meats in, this will do the trick, which I agree with. So, all right, guys, I think we're getting close to the end of this conversation today. The Bengal Babu, he's from New York. Awesome. I used to live in Manhattan, 67 Wall Street. Great place. So this might be one of the last questions. And this comes from Kevin Berry, Mr. Kevon Berry. He's an awesome dude. If you guys don't know him, you should. What's up, Kevin? He says, Rob, how important is taking note of cleansing / your immediate environment for skin health? And he's using soap and deodorant, detergent as some of his examples. But I think that he's more referring to, because I did cover this earlier in the chat today, household cleaners. So obviously, what you clean your body with, the soap, the laundry detergent, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, deodorant, toothpaste, all of that stuff has to be for sensitive skin. It can't be filled with a bunch of chemicals, or it will destroy your health and mess you up and keep making you toxic from the outside in. Remember, your skin is a filtration organ, and it should be treated in the same way that you treat the insides of your body, with respect and care and nourishment. No chemicals, no harshness. Now, the hard part is the household cleaners. I generally use simple green sometimes, which is like a harsh version of something natural. But there's a lot of natural household cleaners. Another thing to pay attention to is your AC. If you have an old apartment or condo or an old house and you have an HVAC unit or even just a modern AC unit and you run it all the time, you got to make sure that your filters on those things are really, really on point and really, really cleaned out, and you're using them as little as possible, because all of these things in your house, EMF signals, your microwave, household cleaners, candles, scented lotions, all of these things can impact the health of your skin. And so you got to be careful with them and address all of them and really make sure that they are good to go. This Daniel Ricardo says, I have a hard time staying at a healthy weight. I've tried high carb and a high fat diet and I get really bloated if I eat maintaining calories. What could that be? So I do know Daniel a little bit personally, and really I think what it boils down to, Daniel, is 3 different things. One, are you consistently doing resistance training every week? If you're not, you can't really expect to have healthy hormones and to gain muscle and be a healthy body weight. You don't have to work out hard, you just have to work out. Number 2, using a system like Chronometer to make sure you know exactly where your calories are, and then leveraging high calorie foods to get enough calories spread out throughout the day is the easiest way to do it. If you are trying to intermittent fast or a 1 meal a day diet and you aren't getting enough calories in, stop doing that. So basically use an app and leverage whatever way you're going. I would say it's way easier to get a lot of extra calories from things like ghee and butter and suet and tallow and duck fat than it is carbs, and safer and healthier and is better hormonally. So leverage your fats, get plenty of calories, get a lot of protein, make sure you're doing your resistance training and getting plenty of sleep, and your daily calories are where they need to be, and long term you should be good. If you're doing those things, all 3, you're not going to be underweight long term. Rusty, is it possible to heal without fasting? If not, how long can you heal without fasting? Yes. You don't have to water fast or intermittent fast to naturally heal your skin. You have to gently cleanse your body, and there's a lot of different methods to doing that. You have to customize your diet, and you have to address your lifestyle. You have to make sure your circadian rhythm, your sleep, your working out, your movement, your stress management, your relationships is all optimized. If you do those things, it completely works perfectly. Merseco 24, $4.99 on the super chat. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Very, very thoughtful of you. It's very nice. So to answer the question, Rusty, yes, you can heal without fasting. Fasting is just a tool. It's an autophagy producing tool. It's also a behavioral tool to create an easier time managing calories on a diet, foods on a diet. If you knock down your eating window to 1 or 2 meals, those meals become a lot more simplified and therefore easier to manage long term. But if you're someone who doesn't hold on to weight very well, and your nourishment and your hormones are an issue on a regular basis, fasting a lot isn't going to be very helpful for you. It actually might be advantageous. So I wouldn't worry too much about fasting as a main focus. I'd focus on the foundational stuff and then use fasting as a tool if you're a right candidate for that. And done. So, Mr. K, I began with a plant-based diet years ago, and I was able to manage my psoriasis quite well, but I became underweight now. Any suggestions? Yeah, customize your diet with your macros. I don't need to be a broken record, but You have to customize your diet fully. If you're underweight, the diet hasn't been customized because the customized diet takes care of that. So I would customize the diet all the way to all of its ends. And honestly, I don't know if you're plant-based, if you're an animal advocate, but the easiest way to fix plant-based is to not be plant-based, is to add in animal foods, salmon, beef, eggs, egg yolks, butter, and ghee, and can solve that issue within a couple weeks. Daniel Mercado, when is the online class going to drop? We are waiting on a few very simple clerical things. Some I's need to be dotted, some T's need to be crossed, some legal, some stuff like that, some stuff with the website and the domain name. It's lagging. The course is done and ready for you guys. I'm hoping it is fully launched in 2 weeks or less. And this is probably a good thing to reiterate. For those of you who've been following my work, it's a constant progression and refinement process through the data that I collect through working with clients every single day full time, and my own work and my own healing process, my own experience. And the 3 Phases Workbook started 10 years ago and has gone through many iterations. Right now, it's called the 3 Phases 2.0. It's the step-by-step guide for naturally healing your skin with a customized diet. And it is a step-by-step process for doing that. It's an ebook, and it works really well. A lot of testimonials are on my website from people just buying that book and using it exclusively. So it works great. But I've taken it up a double, triple notch. I've created an entire course that's 6 weeks long, and it's a step-by-step process that utilizes more of the methodology I use with my private clients, more of the wisdom, and I have a more clear path for people to take. So when the 6-week course comes out, the 3-phase workbook will no longer be available. The only way you are able to get the information is to take the course or hire me for privates. The 3-phase workbook will be obsolete. It's a great product and it's cheap. So for those of you who are interested in taking advantage of that, I would take advantage of it now, and I would make sure you get it if you want it, because once the course comes out, it'll be gone forever. If you are interested in the course, make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. The notifications, and if you've never signed up for a one-on-one consultation with me, that is what signs you up for the email newsletter. So the email newsletter, Instagram, and the notifications are where I tell people about the upcoming events, the course, the live bi-weekly calls, the live events like this. So you got to be connected there to see when things are coming out. Okay. A few more questions. Let's see. Esther, gee, I'm a young guy. Good for you, my friend. I am not a young guy. I'm turning 42 in November. So Patrick Cowley, this is actually a good question. He says, where do you go when you're just starting out? And what I would say is binge watch my channel and start the process of customizing the diet first, because it's the hardest part. It's going to take the longest, and the sooner you do that, the faster you're going to heal. So for those starting out, start with customizing the diet and jumping into that with both feet. The second thing you want to do is you want to start the process of gently cleansing and detoxing the body. Things like organic coffee enemas, the salt flush, the liver gallbladder cleanse, cold exposure, saunas, red light therapy, all of these autophagy producing and leveraging cleanses are important to do in a gentle way. So you want to jump into that, start understanding by checking out my videos how to research and do that. And then start addressing your lifestyle at the same time. Are you working out weekly? Are you taking walks? Are you moving your body? How are you dealing with stress? So taking an overall holistic approach and just jumping in with both feet. Of course, my channel is a step-by-step guide for the whole process. The website, holistichealthactivation.com, the most streamlined way to do it is just to get one-on-one coaching from me, or do the 3 Phases Workbook, or do the online course, and just follow it to a T and work really hard, and you'll have healthy skin. You'll get to that place where your life is normal, you don't have flare-ups, and things are just good. And that is the mission statement of every live call that we do, and from the YouTube channel, the Instagram, and the website. It's all about getting you guys to that place of healing and being naturally healthy forever. Seosin donated $1.99. Thanks, my friend. Very nice. Dead to me, Udred, whatever your name is. I'm far away from my computer, so sometimes I can't read, and plus I'm a shitty reader. So she asked, does age affect how quick your body can heal when trying a new lifestyle/diet? It really depends, to be honest. I've had clients who are very young, in their 18, 19, 20s, who take forever to heal. And I've had a lot of younger clients who heal really fast. Same thing with the 30 to 40-year-olds, and same thing with my 50 to 60-year-olds, and even some of my clients who are older. I do have several clients throughout the years that are in their late 70s who are like, I'm going to do this thing, and they can do it too. So age ain't nothing but a number. Going down ain't nothing but a thing. And so you do have to just say, you know what, whether I'm 20 or 50, the body is robust and amazing and is a self-correcting, self-healing mechanism. When you give it the right environment, it's going to do some magical stuff. So don't worry about your age. Esther G, you got awesome humor. Thanks, my friend. It's enjoyable to hang out with you guys on a Sunday and talk about skin health. Patrick, I answered that one already. Guys, I'm at the hour mark, and there's not too many new questions or new people showing up. The numbers are dropping down, so I'm guessing we're over our hot top of this conversation, which so sad. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Leave all of your comments and questions down below. You'll be able to access this video at any time on the YouTube channel. Do me a favor, like this video, share this video on your socials, help get the word out. And all of my offerings are down in the description box, so you can grab those and take a look at those anytime you want. Guys, I will be back with many more videos really soon. If you ever have any questions, show up to these live events. Leave your questions in the comment sections, and I am here to help you guys. Much love, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.